Hey Jimmy, how's it going? Why it's dumping so hard? Sure. I think no one really knows exactly why, but yeah, I think it's just we hit that key level on Bitcoin, BTC, USD, 9,000. I think there are a lot of sell orders. So yeah, I'd say pretty much that's what caused the sell-off. I wouldn't say there's any specific reason. It's probably just order flow. Tell me, is my audio fine? Can you hear me? Davi. Hi, Elise. Hello. Can you hear me? No. Okay. So where you guys from? The 3 people in the chat on the stream. Sweden? You got to be kidding me. South Africa, of course. We'll save that story for another time, Ruth. There's only 3 people in the chat. And you know my story already. If we can get more people in this chat, I'm keen to go through some technical analysis on the chart. Let's check the 4-hour. Don't know if any of you guys saw my video uploaded a couple days ago about institutions dumping the price. Let's check the 30-minute. XRP. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, the leader. Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty confident the sell-off is because of that 9,000 level. There must have been huge sell orders, and that just got absorbed. And then, you know, for every seller there's a buyer, and every buyer there's a seller. So people wanting to get out. Um, Obviously, it must have been much bigger than the amount of buyers. So that's just dropping the price into these liquidity areas. So anyone got any questions relating to XRP? Uh, Pretty much, Darby. It will. BTC is the leader right now, and unfortunately, the rest of the crypto market will follow that. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that XRP will somewhat untether from BTC in the coming future. Yeah, but BTC is always going to be there. I think there's too many institutions that are putting their money into BTC. But XRP and BTC are going to be like going together, I reckon. Personally, like at these levels, um, I mean, think of it. We're under 50 cents. So between 50 cents and 25 cents, I mean, it's not worth risking because a huge push could just go in any direction, and you don't want to be sitting and you just sold, and you get the volatility in one direction. It's just not worth it. I would rather just hold. But I know it's tempting because if you could really increase your stack by like 25 to 50% if you're right. But yeah, I do hope that this goes down to like, I'm personally hoping we hit 24 cents. Because yeah, that's the only price I'm going to be buying it again. If I see that, I'll probably go pretty big into that. Probably buying it actually at 25 cents. Be on the safe side if we go to those levels. But we don't know what happens in the future, so it could just go anywhere. It could go up, may not even go down there. No one knows. Jimmy, are you still in the chat on the stream? Big talk. I'm not familiar with what that's all about. I know that institutional stuff is happening from June, and that is one of the reasons that prompted me to make the other video a couple days ago, because yeah, pretty much, if the institutions are getting in, I've seen it before. They will want to take the price down before taking it up, just because they've got the money behind them to do it. So yeah, just maybe that could be happening. I have really no idea. Just something to consider. Yeah, we also gotta be careful. There's a lot of guys holding a lot of BTC, and if they decide to sell at, like we saw today, I think, $9,000. Some big players that just, they can dump a couple thousand BTC and just drop the price. So yeah, we gotta find that place where there's a distribution of the size of holders becomes less and less. That would be ideal. Yeah, I think Bitcoin is still a good investment, and XRP. But yeah, I prefer. I'm XRP all the way. I think it's because of the utility, and it's just being adopted. It's just constant good news. Any other questions? Personally, I wouldn't trade. I actually wouldn't actively trade cryptocurrencies or XRP or anything like that, like day trade. It's just not worth it. I mean, if you look at the bigger picture of where the potential can go, why risk trading at these low levels when the reward is so much bigger for such relatively low risk compared to trading? Yeah, anything can happen, Osama. Yeah, 35 cents. I'd look at 35 cents possibly getting in, but hey, I'm really hoping for 25 if we get that institutional dump. Um, But yeah, it's so hard to make that decision. Should I get in? Where to get in? You know, I think it's just a matter of risk appetite. Um, yeah, I mean, I've been invested in XRP from since 2017, so it's not a huge train smash if I don't get the price I want now. But it's always good, you know. And the thing is, think of the bigger picture. Like a lot of people don't think like this. Well, maybe they do, but I mean, right now we're looking at this tight price range. You know, we're in the cents. You know, we're like in between 50 cents and 25 cents, so to speak. And you know, people get caught up with a couple cents movements and don't take in the fact that there's been much bigger picture of $1,000 XRP. Well, that's being on the extreme side, but even double-digit XRP. I mean, when you look at it, that compared to people squabbling over 40 cents, 50 cents XRP, it just dwarfs it when you look at the potential that it has. I used to think that $1,000 XRP that's a bit crazy. I don't want to entertain that kind of thought, but doing a bit of research, I can see that actually $1,000 could very well be a reasonable price. But who knows when that would happen? Maybe 10 years, 15 years. We just got to see what happens when utility starts working itself in institutions and banks and all that. So it's pretty exciting times. But yeah, I think we're going to see a huge jump in price very soon. Like it's going to be like, it's going to be in the cent range where we're at now, and then like straight up to like $8. I'm personally thinking that could happen. I mean, I'd expect it if you look at previous bull runs. If we're taking out the highs of the previous, 2017 high, there's no reason for price to just like really skyrocket, because we've got all this backing. And back in 2017, it was just, there was so much speculation of what news we have now. And the thing is, that news has come out now and we haven't had the move. It's strange. We haven't had a move on all the good news that's come out. I mean, if we had all this news come out in 2017 December, I think XRP would be at like probably $15. Yet it hasn't moved now. So I think it's just a coiled spring. It's just getting compressed and compressed and compressed, and then when the institution's actually getting in and they're pushing that price and they're pushing the utility, we're gonna see it go like crazy. So I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw XRP go from where it is now to like $8 to $15 in like maybe like 2 weeks or something. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Thanks, Jimmy, for subscribing. When I say it going down to 25, 24 cents, that range, what I'm expecting is it would go there, but it would go there very quickly. Like, it's not going to hang around there for more than like maybe like 1 to 3 days or something like that. It's going to be like a quick move down. It's just to clear out the, if you go look at my last video, you'll just see there's these zones where prices, the trend line's going up. Let's have a look at it now quick. Let's go to 4 hour. Let's go to daily, sorry. So we can see this. This is just, yeah, what I'm just seeing. My analysis could be wrong. But you can see this trend line going up. So as it's going up, when we were here, there would have been the people who are buying here would have been putting stop losses, and there's liquidity. I'm not going to get the technicals of it, but there's what we'll call liquidity that sits here. So what happens is the liquidity sits here from all the people buying, there's stop losses. So let's say if a stop loss gets hit, that automatically turns that buyer into a seller. And that will push the price lower by default. So what happens here is we go up, and as we're moving in price, this is a safe zone. This would be considered a safe zone to put like a stop loss to stop people from losing more money if it goes down. So it comes up here. The orders are filling and getting larger and larger. It comes down here. Price couldn't get down to clear out the liquidity that's building up. So more liquidity is building up. Then we get this huge move. That means more liquidity is building under this zone now and this zone. It's moving. Coming down, wants to come take these levels out, doesn't. More liquidity is building up under here and under here and under here. It's compounding. And you can see you're getting these higher highs. Then under all this range here, I mean, this low, did this get taken? No, this didn't. So more liquidity is getting built up here. So under here is all this liquidity, all these stop losses sitting here, which is, so what would happen in theory from like when I've traded Forex in the past is institutions, they'll push the price they'll push price deliberately into these zones so they can absorb all these stop losses. And what happens is you'll see huge spikes. And what's happening is there's buy orders here as well, because the sellers become buyers as well. So what happens is it goes down there and it shoots down. And then you'll get a spike. So it's a good place to put a pending buy order. Because if you get that spike, you can get filled inside, and then it'll come up, and then you'll see a huge, you could even see it in like one day. It could just come down, take out everybody underneath here, and then you'll see another huge spike, this rectifying it. But I don't know what exactly would happen, the exact things that would happen here, like the formations of the candlesticks, but there'll be a spike. I mean, it could even go here and then even just drop lower and then come up. We don't know how it would form, but the essence is that these levels, ideally, institutions would want to take them out before taking price higher. But may not happen. Doesn't always happen, but it's something to observe, and that's why I made that video a couple days ago. And if it happens, I'll be, it'd be cool. I'd like to get in down there one last time. Yeah. Well, that's another thing, Jimmy. Like when you get the price going up, there's going to be a lot of people cashing out prematurely, and I think if you look at the world is based on greed, and the big players like banks and institutions, they know that. They know people are greedy, and people can be manipulated. So they know people will cash out when they see price shoot up to $8 or whatever. They're going to be like, oh, look at the money we've made. And then they're going to sell out short because they don't understand the actual potential. Like knowledge is key. When you know the potential of the value of what XRP can be. Don't like cash out too early, because yeah, it's just what the herd does. It's human nature. People don't have patience. It's just the way the markets move. It's fear and greed. I personally won't be looking at taking any profits. I mean, when I say take profits, the first target would be like around $15, and it would only be like a tiny portion, like 5% or less, at that price. And then after 15, I'm holding to about $100 US. Thanks. I just want to say that guys must just be careful. Investing is really dangerous, and anything can happen, especially if you're not experienced in it. I've been burnt in the past, and yeah, you just got to be careful with when it comes to this kind of stuff, and always equip yourself with knowledge, and never risk more than what you're willing to lose. That's always the principle. When it comes to investing, you have to have a plan. You can't just be like, oh, I'm buying and I'm going to hold to whatever price. You have to have an understanding of why that price, and stick to your rules. And don't change your rules, because then you're going to make mistakes. Then you're going to regret. So I'll give you an example. If you don't stick to your rules, so let's say if you want to take out at $50 XRP, you want to cash out, or let's say $50, you want to cash out. Price is going up, but you haven't like confirmed that with yourself, that you set that $50 is my goal. That's what I'm going to do. This is my plan. I'm going to get out like this. Let's say the price is going up and you see, whoa, $20, and you get excited, then you sell out, and the price keeps going up, and you're like, oh, I should have stuck to my $50 goal, and then it gets up to 50, and now you'll have FOMO. So you'll be like, I would have made double what I made. You're going to think like this. You're going to think, I could have made double. And then what's going to happen is you're going to want to jump back into the market, because you want to make up that so-called theoretical loss. You want to make it up. And what happens is let's say price turns at 50 and drops back down to 20. Now you've just halved your profit that you made from your, let's say $25 to be a round number. Now you would have just halved the profit you made when you took out at 25, which is actually a quarter of the profit you made if you had stuck to your plan and took out at 50. And it doesn't matter if it did go higher than 50. Let's say it went to 100. Doesn't matter. You stick to your rule, and you must have peace with your decision. That's something I've learned the hard way over the last 5-6 years in trading Forex and stuff like that. You have to have a plan. Otherwise you're going to end up losing money. It's weird, but the market, it's designed to take money away from you. It's just the way it works. It's a dangerous game. XRP, the horse to ride. Well, just in my opinion, and lots of other people have this opinion, but you'll hear a lot of guys saying utility, and they're right. XRP and Ripple, the company, they've got so much stuff happening. They've got institutions they're working with. They're even working, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but XRP Ripple is the only company that's well, a crypto company as such, that is working with the governmental regulators. I'm not sure about other cryptocurrencies. They might be, but XRP is definitely in the lead in terms of working with regulators. So yeah, and they got lots of partnerships. They've got contracts with over 200 banks worldwide. I think it's probably closer to 300 now. Yeah, there's so much stuff happening, and there's so much utility. XRP and cross-border payments. Just you guys look it up. I could talk for hours on that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. They're attacking a huge global market worth trillions of dollars. Even if they just had 10%, literally just 10% of like the Swift market, the value of XRP would skyrocket. I actually don't know what it would be. I heard someone saying it was something probably in the triple digits. Triple digits. XRP, it's a global. It attacks the whole global financial system everywhere. It's not limited. It's not limited by borders, and that's a hectic thing when you get your mind around that. It's almost like a one world currency if we got to that point. But yeah, I'd say it's the horse to ride. I think the main reason for me is because of because Ripple's focusing on the cross-border payments area, which is probably would consider the biggest market in the world. Yeah, there's just so much potential there for XRP. in just so many different industries, which is crazy. I was going to say something. What was it now? Yeah, I think it's, here's a fun fact. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I'm correct. I think in terms of the world, I think it's something like 0.001% of the world owns XRP. I think that's, yeah, I think something like that. But you get the idea. It's like 0.001% or something like that is of people own XRP. So imagine if we had like 10% of the world. You know, what gain is that? That's like ridiculous. Your comments, and yeah, see you guys next time. Let's hope that XRP keeps going down. But yeah, don't hold your breath. We'll see what happens. Cheers.